Greetings, traveler. Permit me to show you a little something I've been working on. A little cabaret act I thought you might enjoy. Here, look. It's Billy Bones, my skeleton puppet. Hello, traveler. But don't look so repulsed. It had to be a child's skeleton, or it would be too big to use as a puppet. Traveler, come back. You don't want grips under my skin. Nothing. Oh, Billy Bones. Now they've gone. I've got nobody. Ha! Traveler, you're missing out. Bon voyage. Ha! It's Dead Reckoning, Season 3, Episode 4. Tonight, our guest Mariam Draeger beats us mercilessly in our own game.
Join us.
Jed believes he has a guest on today that trumps all of our guests. And I will remind you that I brought an opera singer who can speak to the dead.
Oh my God. No pressure. Quick, learn how to opera sing.
And I brought my boyfriend.
And because he brought someone who was at arm's length.
I brought someone from downstairs.
Now the question is, you mean your basement or hell?
Both.
He did also stop his interview early to ask if you could go for a bath.
No offense, guys, but it's bath time.
It's bath time, please.
That's so funny. Oh my God. I'm going to, you know what, just out of principle, I'm going to have to cut this interview short to go take a bath at some point.
It's really nice to have you on, Mariam. I've been obviously singing your praises in the group chat, just advising him of the obviously the Nightmare in the Ozarks festival that you've only just recently finished. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, this was only our second year. We started last year. And what's pretty badass is that even in our first year, we managed to get into the New York Times. And now for year 2, we partnered with Rue Morgue magazine. And we had almost 700 people in attendance. But as a team, we also throw the Eureka Springs Zombie Crawl, which last year had 20,000 people. The weather wasn't as good this year. But yeah, we do. We basically work with the town of Eureka Springs and just turn it into this Halloween haven. We have a few days of the Zombie Apocalypse Medicine Meeting, which is a medical conference around all things zombie apocalypse and anything related to that, then the festival and then the crawl. And the town works with us, and we have just a bunch of people, markets, vendors, workshops. It's a whole thing. Like we basically, my colleague Colton, who's the festival director, and we basically are the type of people who say we want to do some cool shit, and then we come up with a plan. He's got a PhD in morbid curiosity and is the world specialist for that. And then we just execute the plan and do cool shit. That's basically how it works.
It's amazing.
PhD.
Dr. Morbid Curiosity.
That is definitely one of his nicknames. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
Does he like that nickname?
Awesome. Dr. Morbid, yeah, it's very accurate. but yeah, generally speaking, I'm a cross-media horror producer. So I specialize in the genre of horror, but I work in film, television, video game development, events, and marketing. And in marketing, I'd say the biggest campaign that you might have on your radars is my partner and I did the Vomit Bag campaign for Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
So that whole rumor that the movie's so bad, people are throwing up in a movie theater, that whole thing that basically made the movie into a dare and got people into movie theaters was because of the campaign that we created. So yeah, you might not necessarily know my name or my face, but I do a lot behind the scenes when it comes to the horror industry.
I would argue that's the only time that has actually been true about a movie. Don't they say that with every movie? It's so terrifying. People are passing out and vomiting. People can't see it. And then you watch a movie and you're like, uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess.
With Terrifier 2, yeah, I was close to that myself, I'll be honest, at home.
It's sort of funny when you live in your horror bubble and you forget that a lot of people are not diehard horror fans. And I think if you're a horror fan, you might be like, "Oh shit, check out those practical effects, rad." But like, if you're not a horror fan, which is something I need to remind myself of, it's like, holy smokes, how depraved are these people? What am I watching? I need a hug. And so, yeah, a lot of my job, because I work in both like indie content and also on like high level production stuff, my job is very much to figure out, first of all, what the essence of a certain story is, what makes a story great, what makes the team behind it great. And then why does it speak to the horror crowd, and why would it speak to a broader audience? And, how do we work with that, right? Because everyone, when it comes to horror, it's become such a buzzword, and it's popular and cool now to do horror, and all the big studios are trying to do it, and they don't, especially with the larger IPs, they don't really understand what made it popular in the first place. And then the reboots are sort of hit and miss depending on how much the executives are allowed to say in the production process. And big, like high level production is very much determined by market trends and numbers, whereas independent production is more about the cool stories people want to tell and the cool projects people want to work on. So you have more experimentation in indie, but less money, and then you have more indie, more money on high level production, but less experimentation. And so my job, especially as a cross media horror producer, is often to also look at an IP and say, so how can we turn, I don't know, this movie into a game? How can we turn this game into an interactive album? That sort of thing. And so, I basically, my whole job consists of breaking limits and experimenting while still at the same time justifying with numbers why we will be getting the results, and then hoping for the best with a prayer and a snack.
Isn't that an absolute travesty, though, when you start watching one of these big budget horror movies and you're like, oh, God, you can smell it a mile off, and you're like, all right, let's see how far their money can get them, because I'm not convinced. And conversely, you get these indie movies that are absolutely amazing, and you just end up thinking, like, if only they had the budget, like a little bit more budget to really produce that well, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a huge disconnect. I mean, speaking from sort of behind the scenes of the industry, without, saying anything that people might want to cancel me for. But
they won't listen to this.
You never know. What if I run for president and they go digging?
Good point.
Although I think that at this point, the more rules I break, the higher the likelihood is that I become president. But and now I'm canceled again. Oh my God, did she just say China? But what I wanted to say before we completely derailed, and by we, I mean me, when you look at independent content creation, there is a huge spectrum of diversity when it comes to interests. And I'm talking about like all kinds of levels, whether it's culture or trauma or race, religion, gender, whatever. You've got in independent development, because it's just about people grabbing their stuff and making the best out of it. It's a huge spectrum. But then you sort of get to higher budget projects. And the people who are entrusted with higher budgets are people who feel like they can be trusted by the decision makers. And unfortunately, people, just as humans, will instinctively bestow trust onto people who probably remind them the most like themselves. And that's why you have sort of a lot of politics when it comes to getting to certain levels. But as someone who, for example, works with some very established and high profile people who work on very high profile projects, once you're in certain spaces, they are lovely people, but it's because it's like being on Mount Olympus. Like no one's getting in. So it's like a safe space for those who are very influential and work on a very high level. And I don't know how I slip through the cracks with these things. I kind of just like eat my snacks and say, when's the next meeting? No, obviously I'm exaggerating. I do my job, hopefully in a minimum mediocre style, but yeah, it's really hard. And so I think for most people, when it comes to getting those budgets to make something, the most difficult part is like, how do you get into that level? Because once you're there and you're smart about things and you're really there to do your job and not for whatever other motivation there might be, then it's a lot easier. And the pressure, if you work for a company full time, is to deliver results within deadlines, which is its own game. But then you're already sort of in those spheres, and that jump is difficult for most. And I've got my philosophies as to what kind of work attitude you need to have in order to get there. It's working for me, and I speak about it quite openly. But maybe this is not the podcast. This is not a crypto bro podcast where it's like, wake up every morning, do yoga, have a ginger shot. Like, I feel like your podcast is not that kind of podcast. But yeah, it's definitely hard. But I would never, never, never tell indie content creators to not try, because that's baloney. Everyone's got a shot at something, and with hard work and luck and the right attitude, you can get there. But the problem is, because those people are not in decision-making positions and not in executive positions, that's when you get what you just described, an IP that we grew up with, that we love with, and we can sniff from a mile away that it's going to be burning trash, because it goes through, maybe the director, maybe the people working on it love the original IP, but it goes through so many decision makers who make decisions based on market numbers that the final product has nothing to do with the heart and soul of the original story. And that's where you get that those crap results. It's very much a systematic problem.
It's funny that also tips over into this industry, because there are so many things on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I complain a lot. I guess I just expect better. But
how very German of you. I'm saying that as someone who lives in Germany. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm not targeting Germans here. Sorry. I've been living in Germany 28 years. I sound American, but I promise you I'm probably more German than I am American. But go on. I was going to say one of us. I didn't want to make it sound like an insult. Yeah. Germans just love complaining. It's a thing. You can ask Germans. They will agree. I'm sorry.
James would be like, you're a disorganized mess. You're not like us at all. Anyway. There are many
let's
things
bond over the crappy weather. So sorry, you're saying.
Oh, just like, generally it's products. Any product I'm faced with, I'm like, how many people did this go through before it ended up in my hand, and they didn't think of this?
Yeah.
And the real thing is, it's because it went through that many people that it has all these problems. If you cut 70% of them out, it'd be perfect. And that's the problem.
Yeah, I dare say, if I'm like stressed, I'm just trying to think of it from the human perspective. If I'm stressed and I don't have time for anything, and I am supposed to approve something that 20 people before me approved, am I really going to give it a closer look? I don't know. I'm probably going to be like, they said it was okay. I'm sure it's okay. And also another thing that you have, and I think this is for all industries, not just the creative industry, people hate making decisions and taking ownership for the consequences of their actions. You can even be in like banks and law firms, and the question will be asked, what will we do? And literally people will just sit there in silence because no one wants to do it. And I don't know about you. I guess this is part of my attitude, but I don't mind being the bad guy if I can justify it in a way that makes sense to me. And I think messing up is just part of the process. If someone messes up and owns it, I have a lot more respect for that person than if they're the one silent in the corner and then someone else messes up and they point the finger and go, well, Jeff, I mean, go figure. and I think that with a lot of these decisions, it's so much easier to say, well, the numbers told us to do this. I don't know, the doy, and then not have to carry the consequences for a decision. But the problem is, if you don't make a decision, you don't move forward. Like you can get stuck. And so between the lack of progress and then hence, experimentation issues, and then just relying on market numbers to make all the decisions for you, it just ruins things, and so when I'm in meetings, even though I am way less experienced and established than the people I'm sitting with meetings in, I just say, okay, I suggest we do this, 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 and that. Is that okay? Or does someone want to challenge it with a different option? And even though these people have been in the industry 10, 20 years longer than me, and I'm not being a dick about it, I'm still being friendly, but like, I don't mind if people blame me for something going wrong. I just want something to happen. And that's sort of like the indie creator in me, where it's like, dude, I've got $50 and a dream. Let's make a movie. It's like you just go for it. And it really shows. For me, it's been, especially the last year, it's been so interesting to compare the cultures, the work cultures between those two worlds, and really understand why we get the films that we get, both in like mainstream cinema and at like indie festivals like the one that I run myself. So yeah, I don't know, like, welcome to Behind the Curtains, y'all. Herein my treasure trove of secrets.
I think
Ruined the whole thing
also
for me.
we're kind of like in a culture where everyone feels like they have to have an opinion on everything. And so even if they're sitting and listening to an idea or something that's developing, or it's like, I've got nothing to say. I kind of agree with everything the way this is going, but if I don't speak up, then I've not had my bit in the meeting, or I've got nothing to put on LinkedIn later, or do you know what I mean? Like this kind of, I must speak, I must be heard. And sometimes you can see where and I think I was talking about, what was I talking about last week? Oh, Escape Room. And I watched that, and there was almost like when they kick off with the straight into the action, which kind of ruins a lot of the peril in the film. And I felt like that was just someone going, what if we do this? And then I was like, yeah, brilliant, let's do that. And it's like, no, you should have just said no. You should have said, no, we're not doing that. It's stupid. It doesn't work. it destroys the whole sense of peril for that character. It means that we know exactly what happens at this thing. And then it's sort of, but someone just felt like they had to speak. And then therefore it becomes this, and then it can derail a whole narrative that people have spent a long time working on, and they've gone in and out of it, and sort of and then you can almost see where someone's just gone, I need to say something, so I'm going to say this.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And I can tell you that in a lot of these meetings, there's someone sitting or standing up front and who actually says, okay, we're going to go around the table and everyone needs to give their opinion. And so they're actually told to say something, even if they don't necessarily have something to say. But absolutely, people feel the need to have opinions, to be heard. I'm going to spin that even further and say, because of the internet and the transparency of the billions of amazing people out there, everyone feels the need to be unique and special and have an identity. And I say this pretty openly, but I take great comfort in being insignificant and unimportant. And I know that that might sound counterintuitive to a lot of people, but if you remind yourself that nothing matters and we all end in dust, it puts a lot more emphasis on like doing whatever fills you with joy while you're alive, right? And obviously
I
life
tell
is
my kids
already
that every morning.
Every morning before they go to school. Don't forget, kids, you're going to be dust one day. Goodbye.
you're going to be dust one day. And I say it with a smile in my face, looking in the mirror, and then I finger gun myself. You, ma'am, are dust. But it's cool because, obviously life is so hard. Like just existing, even if you don't want to do something exceptional, just like finding money for food is like so difficult these days. And so it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need to be special. I feel like going to the arcade or playing a video game with my friends, or like playing, I don't know, Vampire the Masquerade or Dungeons and Dragons. And it's not going to make me rich or famous or write history books, but God damn it, like this dust wants to have at least some fun. You know?
You're doing better than all three of us.
I've got an objective setting meeting at work next week. You know, one of these horribly titled, like, you must meet with your line manager for objective setting.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm going to just say that as like, I don't give a fuck and we're all going to end up as dust. I don't want to do anything. Here's the deal. I'm going to do the job you pay me to do and you pay me to do it. And let's just shake on that. And I don't want to do anything else.
Let's just agree on it. You know why I'm here. I know why I'm here. Why beat around the bush, bud? I got bills to pay.
I've started asking for more and more ridiculous things. Like when they're like, go on, we need you to set an objective. I was like, yeah, I want you to pay for my master's. It's going to cost $3,000. And they're like, oh, well, we can't do that. It's like, never mind then.
Worth a try.
And one day they're just going to say, well, we're just going to have to do it because she's not said anything else for the last 5 years.
Okay, but you know what? That's not a ridiculous thing to ask for at all, because it does, in the grand scheme of things, add value to your path, your resume, and whatever. So it makes sense that you would ask it. And that ballsy attitude, that confidence, but with something that you can back it up with, that is something. The more people I work with who are successful, the more you start to recognize patterns of successful people. Again, not to make this a crypto bro podcast, but like that attitude, it's just like, hey, pay for my master's. And they go, no, you get an extra yogurt every month. Okay. But like that you just keep trying and you don't take offense when it doesn't work out. That is like the best way to do it.
So you've made the company $7 billion this year. Have a pizza party.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
one piece only.
one piece per person. People, don't get greedy now. So yeah. But horror rules. What about you? What about you folks? Like, if you could have any job you wanted in the horror industry, what job would that be?
I'm a writer, so I've written a short film just yesterday, actually.
Oh. I thought you were going to say, like, I'm a writer, so needless to say, I would do the opposite.
I would do the opposite of do it. I would just like to do the catering.
I would do the catering. I love that.
I'll just do the I'll go sort out the buffet, and you guys make the film.
Hey, you're a writer. You can do both. Oh my God, Freudian slip there.
I was trying to figure out what the opposite of writing was. I was like, reading.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You got 2 of the 3 R's, Jet.
The third is rubella.
What about you, Paul? What would you do if you could do anything in the horror industry?
Set builder.
Oh, snap. Like, what are films with awesome sets that make you go, yeah, like that's the level I would want to work on?
I think you're coming at it from the wrong angle.
Oh.
I want to drive up with
the front,
get the tools out of the truck, and everyone fucks off, and I build a set out of wooden stuff. That's it. That's all.
And it's all just wood. It's like this, German expressionism.
I can
weird
do
angles.
steel. I can do aluminium. What else could I do? I could do the lighting. I could do anything.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd do that. It's funny. My wife said to me, "What?" Like we were talking about, if we won the lottery or this or that, and what would you like to do? And she has all these amazing things, and she says, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, I'd love to be just like maintenance at like an old hotel, where it's basically just go and fix things that are broken.
You know what, Paul? That's just age, because I feel like that too. Like when they're sort of talking at work about, are you, you want to do this, you want to do that? I'm like, is there a job that will pay me what I'm earning now, but it's like very basic tasks that just come to a desk and I just sit on a desk and do them? Can I just do that? I'm so
That just sounds like burnout to me. Y'all need a vacation.
To be fair, I only work 9 months out of the year, so it's like I'm not burnout. I'm just lazy and I've got no. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to think anymore.
But I love how like you're paid to do anything with the same salary, and instead of saying I'd love to be paid to, I don't know, get a massage, you're like, I still want to be at a desk and I still need a computer, but I want simple Excel sheets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Oh no, I don't want to get massages. I don't like that. I'll just sit at a desk.
Oh God, that must be a Northern English thing. I'm the same. Cass, like everywhere we go on holiday or every time we're at a hotel, massage, you want more? I'm like, no. If I want to relax, I don't want someone fucking touching me. I want to sit in a chair, be left alone.
I hate people.
In fairness, we were waiting for Kirsty to turn up on our last recording. So me and Paul were just talking back and forth, and he's like, "So what have you been up to?" "Yeah, went to a hotel for my birthday with Kath, but we just watched Bob's Burgers and then went to sleep."
Oh wow!
We also got room service because we didn't want to go to the restaurant.
Okay, that's super cool. And you have kids, right? Because if you have kids, then going to a hotel to just watch TV and eat is a real vacation. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I love it.
Next year, we're just going to send the kids somewhere, and we're going to stay here.
That's hilarious. But regarding the set building, I do personally love the old like dark fantasy film sets when they made things look like, you know, a different time, a different place, and castles and you know, monsters and stuff. Like dark fantasy to me always had the best film sets. So to me, that's like the bar in terms of like the coolest film sets. So I get how you would be obsessed with like effectively building worlds, right? That's a pretty cool task. But yeah, what about you, Jed?
I've always wanted to be one of them guys who like makes sound effects out of stuff. So it'd be like, "So what did you do today?" And it's like, "I made a cabbage sound like someone being murdered."
Like
totally.
In the Barbarian Sound Studio, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like if you want to. Yeah, it's like if you want to get some. If you want to like sounds like a bone breaking, you just got to get some like a leak or something like.
Well, I work with an audio team, obviously, that does that. If you ever wanted to just experience doing that for like a day, let me know and I'll bring you onto a project or something.
That sounds amazing. I have a friend who runs a recording studio in Liverpool, and he was doing loads of Foley work, and it was just like a bunch of vegetables on sticks at the beach. And I was like, "Steve, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, it sounds great." I was like, "Are you sure about that?"
But there was no microphone and you just accepted it.
In fairness with this person, it probably was the latter, to be fair.
I just imagine you.
So I've got a tape machine strapped to my desk.
I imagine you sitting in front of the microphone just doing like mouth noises and being like, "This is a woman walking. This is a person dying."
They just get Frank Welker for all that, don't they?
But no.
Frank Welker is the dog in everything.
I did look into that as a legitimate career once. And then I watched a documentary or something I watched about it. And it says, and for those who are interested in getting into the Foley career, and it just showed these people who do it. And it's like a couple who've been doing it for like 60 years or something. And they're like, when they die, the next people can do it.
Yeah.
And apparently all these people who work in Foley, they just do it their whole lives. And there's just like generally like couples or something. But they do it for like 30, 40 years. There's no way in for new guys is basically what I'm saying to me.
Yeah, I mean, unless you work with indie, again, people need Foley all the time. I mean, you can buy libraries, right? Sound libraries, but it's not the same as custom making it. Certain things you have to custom make.
It's like you have like someone walking on gravel. It's just like pouring like a bunch of rice into a bowl. It's like, how did they find that out?
When you see them, you're like, how did you think of that?
Like at the grocery store, just snapping random vegetables. I bet they're banned from like their local co-op. God, does it sound like a bone? No. Okay, what about this one?
Get out!
No, get out!
Stop touching the produce.
So you need to buy the whole pack now, man.
You bought it, man. Just get out.
Well, it is that. It's always the craziest, most outlandish. When you're watching it, and they're like, "Oh, we needed a sound that sounded like the Terminator or like robot walking over the skulls and things like that." and you're like, oh, so what do? Just put some like peanut shells down or something and roll something over them. And it's always it's never what you expect. It's always something absolutely wild that you're like, how did you know that would make that sound?
Do you know what they use sometimes for what the sound of book pages turning, which I found out recently? There's a musician called Cosmo Sheldrake, and he's a bit of a weird druid. And his brother is like a mushroom. His brother, yeah. His brother, well, his dad is a parapsychologist, and his mum's a vocal teacher, and his brother is a mushroom scientist. What? He had this.
Fuck, I want to go to that Christmas party.
I know, best Christmas ever.
I bet they've also got a sister who's just like in HR.
The black sheep of the family. Oh, she's just a lawyer.
What he puts on his music is he puts microphones by mushrooms that are growing, that his brother is growing for his work. And then he puts that into the track. And I was listening to this track, and there's this weird, like, I was like, oh, it sounds like pages turning, and it's actually a mushroom growing. Just like, and they apparently use that because book pages don't sound like book pages. You
got to tape a bunch of cats together.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of idea of like, oh, you've got to use mushrooms for that. You've got to put a microphone by a mushroom for like 6 months to let it grow, and the sound of it growing is what a book page sounds like.
Dude, you have like one scene.
Sounds like an album that you would get off Andre 3000 from Outcast. Now that he's just like gone completely off the rails.
Concept.
I think like a bunch of people turned up to watch the gig thinking it was going to be Outcast, but it was just like a bunch of woodwind performances.
And mushrooms.
That's like such a weird concept. I'm sorry, but my head is just taking me to a concert hall, and then there's just mushrooms on the stage. But you can't make any noise during like the entirety of it growing. Can you imagine if there was like any rumble or anything? It would ruin everything. That's crazy.
A dog coming in, or like a train going by, or someone coming in to clean the lab, and they're like,
yeah. Someone's splashing your ass. Yeah.
It's like John Cage's for free, but just with mushrooms.
Yeah, just like the cleaner just answering their phone and breaking up or wanting a divorce from their wife or something like that. Like, oh, this is awkward. This mushroom recording did not give us what we wanted it to.
My mushroom, now we can't make the film about the bookshop because the
whole film is ruined.
I love that he goes near the mushrooms to make the phone call. They comfort me.
That's basically the plot of the original Super Mario Brothers movie.
Just last night, strangely enough, I've got one of my cousins who, when he was getting married, he was like, and he just moved in with his fiance and stuff, and he said to me one night, he was like, you know what, you and Lewis have been together for a couple of years, like what do you talk about when you're at home? And last night we had an argument over whether Bowser had a shell or not. And I was like, he does have a shell, and you can just Google it, Lewis. And we were literally like, he was like, I don't think he's got a shell. And I was like, of course he's got a shell. Think of him in your mind. What does he look like? And that's what we talk about. Like,
did he think that the shell was basically the shape of his body? Is that what he thought?
I don't know what he was thinking, Mariam.
Yeah,
I really don't.
It's out of his mind.
I haven't got a clue what he was thinking.
Because if that's a growth, he's got to go to a doctor. I'm a salamander. I'm not a turtle at all.
Wouldn't that just destroy your whole world? He's a salamander?
He's a what? Well, that does happen quite often when you sort of like get to our age, doesn't it? And it's sort of like, he's a what? And that didn't happen. And this is the whole Mandela effect of like,
that is the definition of the Mandela effect. If you look it up, you see a picture of Bowser with a salamander, and it's like, what?
You post it on Reddit and someone's like, well, actually, in the Japanese translation, it says large salamander bad guy.
Like that when they announced last year that Hello Kitty is not a cat, she's a small girl with ears. And I was like, she's a fucking cat. She's got cat ears. Her whole family's a cat.
I will go to war over this. War.
Like, what a ridiculous thing to say. And it was just like, it was going viral everywhere with people going, of course she's a cat. She's got whiskers. She's got the ears. She's a cat. And they were like, no. She's a little girl. And she lives in a house with her mum. I was like, yeah, who's also a fucking cat? But, what are you talking about?
Why even bother calling her Kitty? Like, it's...
Hello, Kitty.
But, like, even if you argued the ears, like, you're not going to give a random girl whiskers.
Yeah, she's got
that just doesn't happen.
What's that on her face there?
She doesn't have hands. She's got paws.
Yeah, exactly. I went through this whole thing in my own head, going, "This is ridiculous."
And no one heard, but you were correct. You won the argument.
I won the argument.
High-fived yourself.
You know what? I'm going to Japan next year. I will take this straight to the Prime Minister.
Straight to the top. Straight to Godzilla.
I won't even go to the hotel first. I'll go straight from the airport.
Is this about Hello Kitty? You need to get in a line. There's a form you have to
Is it about Hello Kitty or Godzilla? Which line are you going in? What about Godzilla? What do you mean? Oh my God.
It will be a very bureaucratic process where it's like, well, you need to bring 2 forms of ID and also do this test on Hello Kitty. You're like, oh, all right. All right.
I failed the test and that's what I'm here about.
I don't know if you guys heard about this, but like, you know, in Toy Story, in like the 3rd or 4th one, I can't remember, there's the antagonist is this pink bear. Do you?
Yeah.
And that pink bear character is like madly popular in China and in some of the neighboring countries for like in ways that, you know, we don't even think about that character anymore, but it's like huge. It's like this huge fandom. And I was in Taiwan this year on business, and there was like this giant blow up version of the pink bear. And unfortunately, where it was positioned, in the background, there was a building with a swastika on it because that means something else in other cultures as well. But it just looked like, you know, to us, he's like an antagonist. So there was this picture, or there was this giant pink bear in front of a swastika. And I took a picture. I'll send it to Jed and he'll forward it to you folks. But yeah, it's really funny. Our perception of kids' characters in different cultures, it can vary.
He does also in the narrative of the story. He is trying to like build a master race of toys who go into the good room.
I know. I know. That's why it was so funny with the swastika. Yeah.
That means the swastika is good fortune in a lot of.
It is, yeah.
Places. It's not.
Yeah.
Also,
totally.
do you think maybe with China and other countries, it was a sort of dictatorial nature of his character that they enjoyed so much?
I am not going to comment on that.
Crushes this American capitalist.
Feel free to. I've already started this conversation with evidence against me. Feel free to do your own research on this one.
And then we actually did get onto China as you predicted.
Yes, it's all going according to plan.
Our number 1 review on Spotify will be, "Do not be a guest on this podcast, you'll be cancelled."
Yeah. The "Will Cancel You" podcast. I'll find the picture.
Like I enjoyed the horror stuff, not so much the reduction in social credits.
1 out of 10 stars. If I could give it 0, I would.
That's a good tagline for our podcast.
If I could give it 0, I would.
Oh my God. Yeah, man.
Just in regards to the Nightmare in the Ozarks, I did have a look.
That's horror.
I did have a look at the. I haven't had a chance to look through all the trailers or to catch a lot of the run on any of the ones who were online, but just obviously going over the schedule for it with a lot of the films. Was there any ones that would particularly stand out from the schedule that you had on at the time?
Ooh, that's a really good question, and my head is such a blur right now. But the ones that did the best, because obviously, like, I like everything from frickin' werewolves in outer space
Mhm.
to anthologies that tackle the meaning of life. But the ones that really stood out in terms of how well they did were Lily's Ritual, or El Ritual de Lily. That one had amazing practical effects. The first half was a bit of a slow burn, but then it really picks up and the practical effects are just incredible. Then there was another one that I thought had serious mainstream potential, and it was sort of horror elements to a thriller. And that one was called Catch a Killer. That was really great, and the actor in that, I believe his name's Sam Brooks. He won best actor, and with Lily's Ritual as well. That cleaned up. That got like 3 or 4 trophies for all kinds of stuff. So those two were great. There's another film that's out. It depends on your taste. It doesn't have distribution yet. It's not out yet, but in the festival circuit, it's done the rounds for the last maybe year or so, called Cheryl. So just to talk a little bit about what these films are about. So Lily's Ritual, I'm just bouncing around. The ADD is strong in this one. So Lily's Ritual is about a group of girls that go out to a house in the middle of nowhere. It's a Spanish film. And they want to perform a ritual. Little does the one girl know that the other girls are planning to sacrifice her for this ritual. So that's the premise of Lily's Ritual. For Catch a Killer, it's about a young, I guess, crime scene cleanup guy who used to be a police officer, but due to an unfortunate event, sort of lost that job and is cleaning crime scenes. But he believes that some of these really gruesome killings that have been happening lately are all tied to one serial killer. And he's trying to collect evidence to bring to the police because he doesn't feel like they're taking it seriously enough. So that's that one. And then with Cheryl, it basically starts with a couple that are serial killers together, and they break up. So the guy breaks up with the protagonist, Cheryl, and she basically needs to go through what we all know when you go through a breakup, like, who am I after this, and what do I want to do? But, am I still a serial killer? And if yes, what's my style? So it's basically like a good for her post breakup movie, but around a serial killer. And that's also a horror comedy. That was super fun. Yeah, just a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, the Driftless won audience favorite, and it's an anthology, very high quality anthology that is both like spooky sort of folklore horror to like, it's very folklore horror heavy actually.
Yeah.
The great quality, the Driftless, highly recommend as well. Like I said, one audience favorite. So those were like some films that really stood out in terms of the rating, and one that's definitely worth mentioning. So we were the first festival in the world to this year use smartwatches to measure people's vitals whilst they were watching the films and actually have them vote through their bodies for the physically scariest films. And no festival has ever done that before. And we partnered with a company called Scream Score and did that at our festival. We were the first event they ever did. And so beyond what everyone voted, we could also see what made people physically uncomfortable, which is a really interesting experience because a lot of like the slashers and stuff that are probably just on paper on the scarier side, you could see that the audience relaxed and their heart rate went down. So horror fans do tend to relax during horror films, which I find super interesting. There's a lot of, theories as to why. Particularly slashers relax people a lot. But the film that sort of got an okay rating in terms of what people were voting for, but physically made people really uncomfortable, was a film called Duba Duba, which you might have heard from the festival circuit. And it's such a weird movie. It's a found footage about a young woman babysitting a weird ass kid. Like, that is the premise, but it's sort of all documented, or you see it all through the security cameras of the house where this girl is babysitting. And it gives you, like, the whole film is that feeling of something isn't right and my instincts are telling me to run, but there's not enough that I can see that really justifies me abandoning a child that I'm supposed to be looking after, if you know what I mean. So that's the whole film. And people didn't say they loved the movie, but it is the feature film that made them the most physically uncomfortable. And I think the difference between that and like other films is that it's a psychological horror film. And so the discomfort is, just true tension for people, and not like, I'm a horror fan and I'm going to watch a horror movie to wind down. You know what I mean? Like, there was something truly weird about it. So that I would definitely mention as well, purely off of the rating that we did with the vitals and Scream score.
That's an awesome idea.
One of the films I was really keen to see on the run was We Put the World to Sleep.
Yeah.
Because Adrian Tofay, like, I thought, I knew when I saw the advert for it, I couldn't believe that he'd actually done another film, because there's a film in 2015 called Be My Cat, a film for Anne, and it's probably one of the most just bizarre films I've ever seen. Like, it kind of runs like found footage, but it kind of looks like it's like one of them videotapes that like the police find after a stalker's arrested, because it's just so weird. He's like trying to get Anne Hathaway to be in his film, and he's like, it's like after she was in like The Dark Knight Rises, and it's so weird. And like the trailer for We Put the World to Sleep is just like two of the actors just in a room surrounded with like posters of people's faces, and like it's like serial. I think it's like Richard Ramirez's face on like loads of posters. And they're just like stroking his face and talking to the camera, and he's got like a wig which is like a bald head with like long hair on the back.
It's
and
not
he's
a wig.
Like, it's totally,
I can tell you a whole bunch
like
about that movie. So I'm glad you brought that up, because Adrian and his wife Duru, who are the two people in the film, wonderful people, so lovely, but they're method actors. So for the entire duration of making this film, they were in character. That was I think like 6-7 years, something like that. It was really crazy. And, I do a lot of Q&As and interview these people. And I asked him how that was for his psyche, and in particular for him. He said it brought him into dark places and turned him in his head into a person that he isn't really. And it was really tough. Be My Cat, the film that you mentioned, is sort of like, for those who haven't seen it, it's like you came across something on the dark web and you shouldn't be watching it. Like, that is the feel of the movie. We Put the World to Sleep has some slight, subtle, like humoristic elements, but it is such a weird movie that keeps you like asking questions and being confused. And it really is more art than filmmaking. To me, Adrian is very much like an artist rather than a classic filmmaker. Which when I told him, he also like, he was pleased to hear that and agreed to a degree, because he knows his process. It's the spiritual successor to Be My Cat. And there's going to be a third movie as well. It's really funny. So Adrian is huge. He's like, I don't know, like maybe over 2 meters tall. Like, he is a really tall guy. Duru, his wife, is this petite little woman, very cute, very happy-go-lucky, just personality. And he also is so soft-spoken and just like nice and kind in real life. But during the festival, I led a panel on dark comedy. One of the panelists was actually one of the co-founders of Cards Against Humanity. For those of you who have played it before, it's obviously a great game. If you haven't and you have a dark sense of humor, go play it. And after the panel, Adrian came to me and he said, you know what? I think for the third movie, I want it to be a dark comedy. And I said, fucking hell, Adrian, go for it, you weird motherfucker. So yeah, you should watch Me Put the World to Sleep. It is super polarizing. You will either love it or you will hate it, but you will not feel indifferent. And if you haven't seen already, watch Be My Cat. Be mentally stable before you get into that. And then we'll see what his third movie is like. But yeah, there was some super fans there who had like shirts and pants custom made with his face printed all over it. It looked so good. And we took pictures of him with them on the red carpet and asked them to kneel down so his face would be next to his face on the shirt. And it looks amazing. I'll send Jed that picture as well. But yeah, it's a really interesting movie. It's far out. And Adrian and Doodle are just wonderful people.
Yeah, I think you've given the best description of Be My Cat as it really does feel like a videotape that you got sent off the dark web. You're like watching, you're like, what the fuck is this? It's like it literally reminds me of like the video for the footage of like Bjork's stalker who's like screaming that he's gonna make like an acid bomb and stuff. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, exactly. I just sent Jed a picture of the pink bear on Messenger. And I'm going to send you the picture now as well of Adrian, so you can forward that too, and everyone can look at it. There we go.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely seen that before. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to send that to Lewis with no context.
That's how it's done. Context is for losers.
How'd you even get those t-shirts made?
I don't know. That's America. The land of the free. You want a man's face on a t-shirt, they'll do it for you. That's your freedom there.
Hey, you know what, Jed? You should ask Kath, because she meant well, but for Christmas, she presented me with a t-shirt covered in the face of my dead beloved dog. I was like, oh.
Was the picture at least of a picture of the dog when it was still alive? Or was I feel like that makes a difference.
Pictures of the car that ran her down. No, she was. No.
Just the tongue sticking out, the eyes rolled back. And it just says like, cheer up or something.
Again, when we were waiting for Kirsty to turn up at the last recording, we were debating what her tattoo was going to be, and I went to Paul. I was like, "If it's a portrait of your dead mother, then you can't be angry." It's like that's what it is. She then was like, "No, it was a Pokemon with a Day of the Dead face."
Fucking obscure Pokemon.
I've already got a portrait of our dead mother on my arm, though. Do you not know that?
I did not know that. No.
Oh, I've already got a portrait of Mum on my arm. So I thought next, Duskull, as if he was going to a Day of the Dead party.
You didn't try and get him to do Duskull over Mum's face or anything?
Well,
is that in poor taste?
Mine and Paul's Nana just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I also thought a nice memorial tattoo, because she used to dye her hair orange. I'll have a nice little orange Duskull head. And that'll remind me of her.
A nice memorial tattoo. Nana's favourite Pokemon.
Her favourite Pokemon. She did suffer from dementia, so I was like, Nana, what's your favourite Pokemon? Is it Duskull? And she'd be like, yeah. Great.
She said it, you heard it, it's official.
Everyone heard it.
You know what, Kirsty? I'm not liking the ways in which I'm finding out my hereditary illnesses in our family, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
Brain and heart, no one needs those.
It's just a pump, isn't it? I can make a pump.
I only have one of those and I'm doing fine. Talking about tattoos, just to like back up whatever case you ever have to argue, people who are tattooed are less likely to get trafficked. So there you go.
Yes, that's why I did it. I'm very traffickable. I'm small and weak, so
my age and hideous ugliness keeps me out of trouble.
Whenever someone wants to, assault you, you just flash your grandma's face at them, and well, it's because tattoos are recognizable, so they prefer people who are not tattooed, because if they're somewhere, then it's harder to describe what they look like. So, yeah, you're protecting yourself.
And mine are very recognizable. very recognizable.
I'm in a bit of a catch-22 because the only tattoo I have is a barcode on the back of my neck. This is my worst nightmare and their best situation.
The trafficker give you that, Jed.
Okay. Let's laugh about human trafficking.
Jed, have you ever had the barcode scanned to see what it comes up as in different shops? Because I would love to do that.
That'd be amazing.
You could just go and do it yourself now at those self-scans.
Frozen peas.
Banana.
Crackers.
For the record, I don't have a barcode tattoo. That was just a bit. I fooled you again.
The most interesting thing about you is made up.
People would say only.
It turns out I'm actually an asparagus. And not even like a good one. One of them like reduced stickers.
Oh yeah! Imagine if you got it scanned and you were like those, the ugly carrots that they can't sell. They call them like the odd bunch or something.
Wonky carrots.
You're a wonky carrot.
I honestly think you should walk through the supermarket, pick your favorite product, take a picture of it, and then go to the tattoo artist and say, I want this barcode. So people can actually scan your neck for peanuts or whatever you want.
Yeah.
Can we have a listener poll to find out what it is?
That'd be great to do to someone with like a peanut allergy.
Actually, you should ask the supermarket to sponsor it and make it like an ad thing for them.
Yes.
That's like that court TV thing where it's like Judge Judy or something. The guy's got like a radio station tattooed on his forehead. It's like, I thought I was going to win $250,000. And they're like, yeah, well, we were obviously never going to pay that. It's like, I've got a tattooed on my face. He's like there in a suit, but he's got like crud tattooed on his But yeah, I also watched the short film that was online. It was Trespasser.
Oh, I watched that too.
Oh, yeah.
My only critique of that movie is that, it's a short film and it didn't go on for another hour.
Oh, well, the director is Chris Reith. And I'm one of the producers on that film, which I did not tell the jury when they voted it as their favorite short.
It's on the
and
credits.
Chris, yeah, I know, but they didn't know. You watch like 20 films to like vote on them. You're not going to be reading the credits. No one does that. And that's the opposite of writing. Okay, calm down. They're not all Kirsty, all right? They've got other dreams. Anyway, Chris and I are actually working right now on a concept to make a feature. It won't be the story from Trespasser per se, but it will definitely have that style. And I don't want to give away too much, but it's probably going more into like a period paranormal sort of direction, but the rest is to be determined. But yeah, working on Chris to make his first feature film.
Wow.
I love the dialogue in it, like the narrator's like voiceover of it. It was very like poetry-esque. It was like so well written. I was like, wow, this is really just good. Like this is next level. The next level is you see normal like short films on YouTube and you're like, yeah, okay, this is sort of a bit of a higher caliber. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know what it reminded me of? Have you seen that movie, The Headhunter, where he goes after he hunts the demons and he's working his way towards the one that killed his daughter?
I have not seen that one, but I do recall the movie coming out a few years ago, but no, I haven't seen it yet.
Sort of Viking warrior sort of person, but it's just him on his own the whole way through. There's not a lot said, and he hunts like monsters basically all over the land until he finds this one that killed his daughter. But it's just gave me vibes of that, but a more modern version.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's cool because it's the first short film, so it's on Crypt TV for those who want to see it, and it's the first short film that Crypt TV has put up since their break, effectively. So people were already excited to see more Crypt TV stuff, And they haven't even started advertising it yet because there's like a weird ban on YouTube or something. So a technicality. But even without their advertisement, it got like well over 40,000 views, I think. And it's doing pretty well. And that number just keeps going up. And Crypt TV has been really lovely to work with. They are very supportive and want to connect us or are connecting us to other people in the industry. And yeah, you can really tell that the people over there have a heart for independent horror storytelling, at least the limited experience we've had with them so far. But yeah, getting that short film out there is when you're a filmmaker and you make these short films, like what's the point of making a short film, right? Obviously, at the beginning of your career, you just want to practice it and get better. But eventually you're good. Like if you see this film, Trespasser, that Chris did, you can see that Chris obviously knows his stuff. It's beautifully shot. Like above all things, it's just a gorgeous film. And even though it's quite lengthy for a short film at like 16, 17 minutes, it goes by pretty quickly because you're just taking in the environment the whole time. But it's a great way to just showcase your skill and, you know, work with a team for the first time that you want to work with long term. And this was also the first project that Chris and I worked on together, and we've worked on multiple projects since. And it's, you know, great. And I'm sure he's going to have a fantastic career, and we have a lot more ahead of us as a duo as well. But yeah, I appreciate your kind words. I'll pass them on, and he will cry because he'll be so happy.
Sorry, the host of what podcast said this? Don't look it up. Basically,
in the episode about human trafficking and swastika.
it was a human trafficking episode.
How many stars has it got again?
Like, we have talked about everything in this episode. I don't like, what are you going to call the episode? What's the theme? Just like a talk with Lady Mariam? Is that? And then everyone's going to regret it instantly.
I don't know if you've seen any of our other episode titles, but they could be pretty bizarre, to be honest.
Oh my God. Well, this one is going to be a treat to name. So please don't ruin my career. Wink, wink.
It's usually Paul at like 2:00 in the morning, just like rushing to get it out. Just like, okay, what did they say at the end?
Right, so we need to end this on something really sophisticated, like a statistic or a quote or something like that.
No,
in the words of Gandhi.
It's what, when I'm listening back to it in the car, it's whatever phrase makes me almost crash the car because I can't see the road because of the tears in my eyes when I hear it. That's what it is. That's what wins it.
Reading is the opposite of writing in today's episode.
Could be. Jed's on top as well. I was saying to Jed, we should have an award for like who gets the most quotes to be episode titles, but Jed's just so far in front. I was like, I'll just buy something.
I'll just lie in wait. I've got a pre-list. How can I get the worm singing?
I'm just going to take leave for a few seconds to go and get the book. These guys know what I'm talking about, the book.
Yeah.
So, like, what cavern is Paul retrieving this book from?
I know, yeah. Where's this book gone? Like, he's supposed to keep it with his podcasting kit.
It's in his kid's room. It's like,
all right.
Oh, he's back. There you go.
I'm back.
He's back.
Or I'm back with grave news.
Oh no, we're not.
Oh my God!
The Would You Rather book has been stolen.
No.
Or misplaced.
Yeah, possibly.
Which is more likely? Stolen.
I feel that we don't want to use that tawdry publication for Mariam. I found some other questions of a similar vein. They are just as bad. Hey, this is a good one. Well, no, it's not really.
An emotional roller coaster.
This is the conversation we have every single week, by the way. Like, oh, this is terrible. Let's not ask this. Oh, we better ask it. There's nothing else to ask.
Here we go. Are you ready? Would you rather find a human finger in your backyard or a complete stranger's family photo album under your bed?
How long have I been living at the location with this
It
bed?
doesn't specify.
Well, you specify. Like, have I been living there for like 10 years and suddenly it turns up? Or did I just move in and it could have been left there recently, like before the move?
The scariest one. Recently.
It's a photo album wrapped in human skin. And it's my family? Let's
say you've lived in this house for
10
years. A human finger in the backyard or a stranger's family photo album under your bed.
Okay, how did I find the finger?
Oh, I knew this would be trouble. You were digging to plant pumpkin seeds.
Oh, so it was in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's what I would rather out of sheer morbid curiosity and what I would rather to like have less of a hassle in terms of like paperwork. Because remember, in Germany, everything means paperwork. So I'm going to go with I would rather find the finger, because the idea that someone snuck into my house to hide a photo album is super creepy. And if it's a prank, then respect. But like generally not a huge fan of that. Wait, does the photo album include like naughty pictures?
It is not pornographic in nature.
Like 70s nudes of like this couple from the 70s or something.
You can see the ashtrays just everywhere.
I can smell the room by looking at the photos. I would still stick with the finger because I feel like if it's just a finger, the person might be okay. And I wouldn't be allowed to use my garden. All the work would be, destroyed because the police would have to get there. But better than someone breaking into my home to like leave a photo album under my bed. That's a security breach.
Your remark around bureaucracy made me think that you might just throw the finger over your fence and go about your business.
I mean, but people would find out. Like, I know enough about true crime to know that people would figure out that that's what I did.
And then it'd crime?
Be like, yeah, it is, because like you're supposed to call the cops, and if you move evidence, then you're tampering with it, and that's a crime.
I'm gonna stop doing that then. I didn't realize the number of fingers I've thrown over
like, they should deal with it. I'm just having a day. All I want to do is do some goddamn gardening. And now there's a finger, please.
As soon as you found your 10th finger, you're like, oh, fuck off.
That's the set.
Not dealing with this.
Gotta catch them all.
Where are the thumbs?
So yeah, there's me. I don't know. Do you traditionally answer that one as well, or is that only for your guest?
We all do different ones.
We all do them. Yeah.
Can I ask one?
Yeah.
Who wants to get it?
Me. I'll have one that's been freshly written.
Okay. Would you rather stand in a room full of thousands of mosquitoes that all want to bite you for 10 minutes, or get bitten once briefly in the pinky by a dog?
Dog. Okay. Because that happens. I've got a French bulldog. That does happen quite a bit, and I don't like the idea of mosquitoes.
It's a lot of mosquitoes. Do you want to hear my favorite French bulldog story, actually?
Yes. Oh, God, yes, please do.
So a friend of mine has a French bulldog, and I won't say who she is, but she works in television these days, and I've known her since we were in school. And when she first got her first television gig, and she has a French bulldog still to this day, he's still alive and kicking. She went with one of our friends and the dog to a really fancy cafe in Paris, like really expensive, fancy, because she was celebrating. She was going to be on TV. She was going to be making regular money. It was going to be great. And so she was sitting in the outside seating area. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm telling this story in a podcast, but it's so damn good. And suddenly the dog starts going, and this poor little guy just vomits a used thong in the middle of this fancy Parisian cafe because she had obviously left it on the ground and he swallowed it but couldn't digest it. And she and her friend were so embarrassed that they immediately had to leave. But that is hands down my favorite French bulldog story.
That would definitely happen to Kiki because she destroyed a hat last week, a straw hat. She just found it and destroyed it. But my my manager at work recently was off sick, and when we found out she was off sick, she'd been knocked down the stairs by a French bulldog, and she got injured, but she almost died because she had a blood clot in the injury. And I was just like, that is so on brand for French bulldogs. It's like knocked her down the stairs, and then like she had this injury, and then she felt really weird and went to the hospital and was like, I feel strange. And then when the doctor looked at her, they were like, oh shit, like you need an operation now. Stop eating. Don't eat anything. You're having an operation. Because like at any point, the massive blood clot on this injury could have just travelled up to her heart and killed her. And,
was she eating at the consultation?
She was eating a chicken leg at the
Stop eating! Put that down.
Put that donut down. This is serious.
Ma'am, your blood clot.
It's like, yeah, that's why we don't let our Frenchie use and operate the stairs, because like she'll just come down them like a bullet and just knock you down. So yeah, they are such an odd. I love the idea of the French. I've been to like fancy restaurants in Paris where you're just fucking terrified to do anything. Yeah, and like the dog, just that little. It's like, oh no, and then for it to be like, yeah,
a used thong. Yeah, that's peak comedy gold. I don't care what.
I like the idea that the wait will be like, this thong appears to be used. It's like, it's not a new one that he's just got from the store. This is used.
He like picks it up with a pair of like silver tongs and just like puts it into like like an ornate napkin and just like walks away with it on the tray.
And some French child points and screams.
Maman, ici ne va pas c'est
thong. Qu'est-ce que c'est, maman? Anyway, what are the other would you rather questions?
Kirsty.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather be able to enter other people's dreams, but sometimes get trapped in their nightmares, or have someone or something enter your dreams every night without knowing who or what it is?
And that's easy.
Why? Well, why don't I know what it is? Is this just a person I don't recognize?
Okay. I'll say this once, and for a final time, all I know is what I have read to you. I have no background on these.
I'm sick of explaining it to you.
I didn't write them myself.
I think it's like, I don't want to be trapped in someone's nightmare, so I'll just say, yes, I don't mind if there's a stranger in my dream. There very often are strangers in my dreams, and I just let them be, you know. I'm just like, hey man, who do I know you? And it's like, they're like, no, I'm probably like, you've probably bumped into me or had a very short conversation with me like 10 years ago, and I'm still trapped in the.
I think that it suggests it would be slightly more sinister than that, but.
Well, you just said there was no additional information. Well, I've made a friend then, haven't I? I've made a friend.
Also, someone's worst nightmare could just be like a minor inconvenience for you. It's just like having to say a really long line. It's like, oh, well, this is quite annoying, but it's
This
not
is not
terrible.
the shade of beige I wanted for my wall.
Yeah, if I could enter like Lewis's nightmares, that would just be like, you've been asked to go to a party.
Oh my god, that's my nightmare right there. Oh,
I don't
jeez.
have to deal with it,
How do I cancel?
You can never cancel. You've already told them that you're in town and you're available. Now you're regretting it.
So I'm actually a lucid dreamer, and it happened like completely overnight. And basically, since then, every single night I lucid dream. Like I don't have non-lucid dreams anymore. I'm just constantly aware. And so, as a joke, I tell people if I spend the night at the same place as them, that I'm going to try to get into their dreams tonight. And when I am successful, we obviously chalk it up to coincidence. But my friends hate that I say that, and I will stand by it. So I would definitely prefer experiencing other nightmares than having someone enter mine.
Paul, have you got one for Jed?
Again, it's just so hard because it's Jed.
Yeah, Jed.
What does that mean?
Oh, Jed just likes horrific things, so it's like it's not even a difficult.
I try and
decision,
find things that would bother him in the slightest,
but they just don't exist.
Okay, well, let's think of one then. Would you rather be caught in an underwater haunted house that you knew you were going to die in, or be captured for a full year in a torture chamber that you would survive but had to stay alive in for a full year?
Ooh. That's a bit of a difficult conundrum right there.
We found
Mariam
one.
does podcasts better than us, doesn't she?
Delete the episode. Delete the episode. It never happened.
This stinks of let me show you how it's done. 1 hour, 33 minutes.
I did once get stuck in a storm drain like years ago. And it was like the Goonies or something. So it was like, but it was at a point where I was like, I used to be dead thin, and it was at the point where I was kind of getting like not thin, so I couldn't get out, and I really didn't enjoy that at all. So like, it wasn't even like the fact that there was the storm drain; it was the fact that everyone else could get out of the bars, like at the end, better than I could.
Why were you in a storm drain?
Wow.
Why were you in a storm drain?
Well, everyone else was going down there, so I was like, well, you know, they thought it was like a cool little tunnel, but I couldn't get out at the end, so I had to go all the way back to the beginning and climb out over a ladder.
You're also the only person I know who's ever been chased or pursued by a badger.
True that. if you spend long enough in the country, you will end up chased by a badger. That's not that one occasion is probably not the only time that did happen as well. I think my dog's barking in the background. So, but because of my previous experience with storm drains, I would probably choose being tortured because the embarrassment of not being able to climb out of the storm drain by the normal means, which was through a small gap in the fence, was torturous enough for me. So I would not recommend and would not repeat.
I love how you don't care about the horrific ghosts underwater killing you death. It's more about the embarrassment.
It's a social aspect of it.
You just can't go through that peer pressure again. I just don't want to hear the laughter.
Sorry, if you just bear with me for a sec, my partner doesn't have her keys. She's actually asked to text me to answer the door.
This is why it's so difficult to do these for Jed, Mariam, because he'll say, well, the last time I was trapped in a storm drain.
But he made his choice. It was perfect. And he says he's going to let someone in the apartment. But the truth is he's crying now. And then he'll come back. And then he'll be like, that was a fun one. Paul, you're next now.
Oh, I forgot I had to do one. I always forget I have to do one as well.
Should we make one up for you?
Yeah, because I'm sick of looking at this list.
Kirsty, what are you thinking? What are we going to ask Paul?
Okay, let me have a little think. Again, it's difficult because he lives in the land of weird creatures, so I often go to the weird creature folder in my brain, but it's like, You deal with this every
Ooh.
night.
Okay, okay.
Fish
Well,
most of them out of the pool.
The dogs were barking, and it's like I've got about 10 text messages saying I've left my keys.
It's like, Lassie, shut up, Lassie, for the last fucking time. Shut up.
so Paul, if you, all right, wait, give me a second. You have to have sex with a creature, and one of them's a mermaid with top half fish, and the other one is a centaur with top half horse. Which one would you choose?
Great question.
if a centaur is like top half horse, is he just a horse?
No, because the bottom half is a woman.
Oh.
I like that you picked a man. I'm sorry, I didn't ask for your preference. Let's just say bottom half human, and you choose what you want.
Very forward thinking for a podcast that's covered several risque topics.
It's both not PC and super liberal at the same time.
So essentially, you're asking me, would I rather have sex with a fish or a horse?
Just answer the damn question, Paul.
Answer the question for all your listeners. Are you out to get me? The three of you?
This will teach you not to lose the book that I got you for Christmas.
Yes, I suppose, Kirsty, it would. I will go the mermaid option because it's easier to explain.
What is it?
Is it
And
now?
that's a long bow to draw.
Okay.
Well, one of them's a mermaid, and the other one's a centaur. It's like, well, what's like a man's? No, but yeah. Ease of explanation, mermaid. And I will never forgive you for asking me that on my podcast.
Well, there you go. There's the
love
most
it.
fucked up version of this game you've probably played in a while.
Thank you, Mariam.
Thank you for that. And I'm glad I was the target.
Only because Jed has been in a similar situation as his video model. And he didn't pick the scarier one. He picked the one that wasn't embarrassing.
I fear Jed could have answered my question quickly from experience.
Centaur. I've read too much like fan fiction of centaurs. Like Percy Jackson and the Amazing Afternoon.
Percy Jackson and the Afternoon Delight. Oh my God. That's yeah. Wow, this is I've never had a podcast episode like this before. You folks are great.
We're clearly doing it very wrong. Never have I ever.
You're definitely fighting the mainstream. I like it.
Not
Please
good.
use that as a pull quote. Just like, I've never been on a podcast like this before.
Fighting
I like
the mainstream. We're trying to be popular. It's like
Oh, we're never going to be popular.
it's like when Tina Fey said when they were producing 30 Rock, they were trying to make Friends, so they got it so badly wrong.
That's amazing.
I know we really appreciate you coming on. It's been an absolute blast.
The pleasure.
Yeah, this is
All
just
mine.
going straight to tape. I'll just take out
Straight to tape.
silences and coughs, and then that's it. Print.
I have to edit out this weird thing. You're answered once again.
Little bit of editing. Hey, Paul, here's your would you rather.
I enjoyed the horror stuff, not so much the reduction in social credits.
If I could give it 0, I would.